Hello and welcome back to a new episode in our worst equipment run of Ultimate General Civil War. And today we are going to fight the Battle of Chickamauga. This is an absolutely massive fight and therefore I might have to split the episodes into 2 or 3 parts. We can bring 2 full corps onto the battlefield and our men are organized as follows. All of our infantry brigades are armed with the Springfield M1842 with the exception of our reborn farmers and our farmers. And the majority of our brigades are 1800 men strong, but some I were able to reinforce to 2000 soldiers. Within our first corps we are going to bring 3 batteries of 6-pounder field guns, and we are going to bring in total 4 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances. We also get support by 2 units of Sharps snipers. Our second corps is looking mostly the same, but we're bringing 2 batteries of 6-pounder field guns and a battery of 12-pounder howitzers, and also 4 batteries of 10-pounder ordnances. All of our artillery batteries hold 20 guns. Our second corps also has our hunter snipers as additional support. And as you can see, we have used up all of the available farmers and reborn farmers, but there's still over 7,500 Springfield M1842s available on the market, blocking us off from any more advanced weaponry. We have also used up all of the available hunter rifles, allowing us to use the Sharps. And as you can see, there are still massive amounts of 6-pounders, 12-pounders and 10-pounder ordnances available. And our career point from the last battle was invested into economy, giving us a small discount. In this very first day of fighting, the Confederate army is going to attack us with roughly 29,800 soldiers and 100 artillery pieces. And before all forces make it onto the battlefield, we are going to get support by 5,600 soldiers and 16 guns. These are soldiers of Wilder's brigade and they are armed with the Spencer repeating rifle and with the Spencer carbine, and they also bring 2 units of 14-pounder James. But once all of our forces have made it onto the battlefield, we're going to have roughly 70,900 soldiers and 296 guns. This is hopefully enough to offset our inferior equipment. We are chasing Bragg's army, who is withdrawing south. Our army has been divided to pursue and surround him. Elements of our army are moving down this road. This passage. And the road that leads to Lee and Gordon Mills. Here the bulk of our army will rendezvous to head north to Chattanooga. We will use Lafayette Road to maneuver, so we have to secure it. Up to this section at McDonald's Farm. Our scouts have reported that Bragg's army is coming from 3 main directions and will soon cross the Chickamauga Creek from Reed's Bridge. Alexander's Bridge, Dalton and Thetford's Ford. We must delay him before he can reach the Lafayette Road today. The Army of the Cumberland has sent mounted troops to assist us. Minty's cavalry has been dispatched to delay the Confederates seeking to cross Reed's Bridge. They will cross the bridge in about an hour. Alexander's Bridge is guarded by Wilder's Lightning Brigade that is fully armed with Spencer rifles. We must delay the rebels for about 2 hours here. And with that, the battle can begin. Down here at Alexander's Bridge we are going to send some skirmishers back to hold this line, because we do not control the passage over here, meaning that the Confederates can send forces between our positions in the north and in the south. This is also the reason why we are going to withdraw Harris and the 123rd Illinois. They're going to set up at this line, allowing us to fortify this section of the battlefield. Reed's Bridge is not going to be the deciding factor of this battle. The 98th Illinois is going to push forward so that we can lay down heavy fire from multiple sides of that bridge. And these skirmishers are going to hold our rear. I'm also quickly going to grab the skirmishers of the 72nd Indiana and we're going to send them up here as well. This way we should hopefully be able to control this open section of the battlefield and slow down any enemy advance. For now, we know that the Confederates attack with roughly 7,800 soldiers and 34 artillery pieces, but we do not have an eye on them yet. And once Harris and the infantry has reached this location, we are going to dispatch them further to the south. Our skirmish line has reached their position, and therefore I'm going to give them the order to hold for the moment. And we can give further orders to our artillery, and soon we should hopefully make eye contact with the Confederate army. And now we have finally spotted the enemy. Strong contingents are marching up. It is Liddell's division. It is Liddell's division. And we can see that Govan is forming up. Lily, you have to open up on Wathel, and we can see that Sweat has deployed strong artillery contingents behind our lines. Let's hope that our Spencer carbines are going to be strong enough. I am not going to order the 123rd to double time it. I hope that our soldiers are going to be strong enough to hold them back, and Lily needs to focus on Govan. We are doing a good number on the enemy, but the Confederates are receiving more reinforcements and Govan is about to reach our lines. Let's order our skirmishers back, just in case. We were able to drive back Govan, but he was about able to reach our lines. The 98th is going to take a lot of casualties. They do not have a lot of cover here. We can see that Wilson is coming up to attack, but these forces are still on the field. Let's order Lily to focus on Wilson. He should also be able to annihilate everyone else who's coming over the bridge. And I think the situation has stabilized, therefore I'm going to send back the skirmishers to hold our flanks. And once Harris has made it onto the field, we should be strong enough to hold back the enemy more effectively. Skirmishers of the 123rd are going to be needed on our left flank, while the main force is going to be deployed over here. And Actor has reached our lines. Let's make sure we can stop them. Wonderful, Actor is routed. Now shift the target of Lily, and we can see Minty's cavalry making it onto the field. We are also going to withdraw them. They are going to hold our northern section against enemy reinforcements, and they can easily be sent down to help over here. Lily opened up on Wathel. Wathel is now wavering, very good. We can see that Gowan tries to attack once more. The 98th has already inflicted over 200 casualties. In general, these forces are doing an amazing job holding back the enemy. Only the 92nd so far hasn't had the chance to shine yet, but their chance will come. Wilson is slowly bleeding out. Let's give these units the hold command. Let's order the 123rd further up here. We can see that the Confederates have just received more reinforcements. Let's send the cavalry back further. And Wilson is down to 1,500 soldiers, and we can see that he is now also falling back. Let's switch targets for Lily. And Harris is also almost in range. I want him over here, so that we can also focus to the north. The Confederates are now heavily outnumbered. They have roughly 14,000 infantry and 55 artillery pieces. But so far we have taken barely any casualties. If only we had some ammunition. Gowan is now falling back. Forest cavalry is threatening our flank. This is what we have prepared for over here. Let's send Minty's boys further up. Or better, let's send them over here. Maybe we can flank the enemy flanking force. And the Confederates now have officially captured Reed's Bridge. I am not concerned about the bridge. We have given up this position on purpose. There we have Dibble and Wheeler deploying. Yeah, I think it's better to get Minty and Klein back. They need to reinforce our skirmish line. The 123rd is the only thing in our north that has any bite to them. But luckily we were able to drive back the enemy infantry. For a moment, Harris and Lily can now bombard the enemy artillery, hopefully causing some casualties before we have to focus back on Goen. Minty's boys, you can now dismount. The same goes for Klein. Minty, I want you over here. And Klein, I want you over here in this gap. These forces are not yet attacking. I wonder why. But I hope this force is strong enough so that we can get the 123rd over here to guard our north. Sweet is coming up. He apparently wants to cross. Let's order Lily and Harris to focus on Goen so that the 98th can deliver more focus fire on Sweat. This should hopefully result in multiple casualties. The 98th has almost destroyed over 500 enemy forces. Enemy artillery is unfortunately reloading and is about to unload on them. Maybe we are able to rout them before they can get their shots off. Well, most likely not, and looks like the enemy has more forces in our rear, and now the enemy lines are coming up to clash with us. Klein and Minty, you need to hold. These boys need to shift to get on the flank of Dibble. The 98th also needs to hold. Wheeler is coming up. Let's focus Minty on them. Wheeler only has so much they can do. How's the situation looking? Okay, we were able to rout Sweet at least for a moment. Let's get the 98th up for another shot. Very good. We have routed enemy guns for the moment. The enemy forces are off now, not willing to cross. The 72nd Indiana is down to 96 soldiers. They're most likely not going to be able to hold for a long time. Let's get the men from Illinois behind Biffle. And I'm going to order those boys to reattach so that they can hopefully grab a few reinforcements. Minty, you need to hold again. And please focus on Biffle. These boys focus on Biffle. And down here it looks like the enemy is unwilling to charge again, at least for a short while. Well, I spoke too soon. The enemy is absolutely willing to charge again. And we are absolutely going to massacre them on the bridge again. Over here we are holding relatively well. Klein needs to fall back for a few meters. Mintel, you need to hold. Over here Mac Lemore is trying to charge in. We should be strong enough to hold them back. These boys have almost made it back to their parrot unit, meaning that we can send them back into the battle soon. And down here we struggle against Wheeler. But now Wheeler is routed, and once we have bled down these units a little bit more, we can hopefully order our cavalry to mount up again and send them into the fight. These boys have replenished their soldiers. I'm going to send them to the north. And we can see that the bloodbath on this bridge continues. Harris, focus further to the south. Over here, Klein, you need to focus on Dibble. Very good, we were able to deter him. Now, Minty, you can mount back up. Mac Lemore is falling back, meaning that you should be able to charge down Hobson with the support of our remaining forces. Johnson's division marches to pass Reed's Bridge. Unfortunately, this is the bridge that we are unable to hold. Lily is out of ammunition. Harris is also about out of ammunition, but so far we are holding. And we can see multiple strong contingents coming up. Minty, you need to fall back. Oh, they have a lot of soldiers in the area. Harris, you need to shift. Minty is falling back. I was once more too aggressive with our cavalry. A common mistake that I do far too often. Klein, shift, open up on Dibble. I hope we are able to hold them back once more. And now we are ordered to delay them at the river passages. Dalton's and Thetford's forts have breastworks prepared by our mounted infantry. Your troops must occupy them and hold the forts against the enemy. Bragg cannot be allowed to capture all the bridges before nightfall. Our understrength forces will be forced to retreat prematurely. If we hold at least one bridge, we can counterattack tomorrow fully reinforced. Our boys are ordered into position to rush down onto defensive ground. Unfortunately, we do not have enough reinforcements to spare anything in the north. Minty is still on the retreat. Hopefully he is going to be able to help us soon again. Up north we barely have anything that we can send back, but I'm going to send the 92nd Illinois as the forces down here are currently withdrawing. Harris, you need to open up on Gregg. Klein, you need to hold. These boys need to shift now that Dibble is falling back. These boys need to open up. But they only have 90... Oh, they're almost destroyed. I have to get these boys out of there. Minty, dismount and pull up. Klein is currently getting pursued. He needs to stay and fight. He outnumbers the enemy. Yeah, there is Wheeler falling back. Let's get Minty forward. Gregg is coming up on the flank of the 123rd. Let's order them to fall back for a few meters. Minty, you need to get up on Gregg. Klein, you need to get up on Gregg. These boys need to shift and prepare to counter Dibble and Hobson. Hold your ground, do not fall back. Klein, you need to get up here. And once these 85 men have reconnected with their parent unit, we can get them out again. These boys, come up here. McNamara is in the water. Can we get the 123rd to focus on them? Unfortunately here, Wheeler was almost able to flank us. Govan tries to come up again. How is the situation at the passages looking? Quite well. We have some 6-pounders and some 10-pounders. I am going to send the artillery down. Trash Panda, get on the lookout. And Price, you are needed to our north. I'm also going to get your skirmishers to hold the passages over here. The enemy might be able to outflank us. And these boys, where are you going? Klein, can you help? I think these skirmishers are gone. They're down to 50 men. Can we order them to reattach to their parent unit so that we can maybe save them? This would be very nice. These 126 skirmishers need to come out again. Come on, boys. Reattach, reattach, reattach. Over here we need to help against Gregg. The 123rd is also able to help. McNamara is coming up. And if they move further, we have to shift so that this flank does not get exposed. We can see that Wilson is coming up. Govan has reformed his ruler. His line sweat is still in the area. So far, no supplies have been delivered. Our 6-pounders and 10-pounders are hopefully able to help. Upton skirmishers, you are going to be sent down here. This is hopefully going to make some flanking fire possible. Upton, you're going to move over here. And down here we're going to send Whitting skirmishers over on this flank, while his main force is going to march up over here. This way, hopefully none of our soldiers are going to be outnumbered. Hobson is able to flank Klein. Let's get these skirmishers forward. The men from the 92nd have made it back to their parent unit. Very good. McNamara, however, is now coming up on our sides. What can we do? We can get these skirmishers over here and can get the 123rd back once Gregg is withdrawing, which should happen at any minute now. Very good. There, Gregg is routed. Let's get the 123rd back so that we have a better position to counter the enemy flanking attempts. Price's skirmishers also need to shift further over here. Price's main force is needed as reinforcements in our center. And if anything happens and the enemy outflanks us, we should be able to simply wheel back our line to hold over here. Or to utilize our reinforcements to hold over here. I want Hoffman's skirmishers and Sweeney's skirmishers, however, to look out over here to make sure that we can easily be flanked. These 6-pounders are moving up. They are going to deploy roughly on the position of Whitting. These 10-pounders are going to be deployed over here. Let's move Upton a bit behind them. And this way we should hopefully be able to hold against any form of enemy counterattack. Klein and the 98th needs to get back to our line. These boys need to hold. Harris is going to shift. I'm going to order him to hold his fire. Down here we are massacring the Confederates. They started the fight with over 27,000 infantry. They have already lost 4,000 of them, while we have taken roughly 1,000 casualties. And we can now see Confederate forces on our flank. Let's get these skirmishers of the 123rd over. Price is hopefully able to hold them back as they are experienced units. Yeah, it looks like we are able to drive back Diffel. And we have Dribble's cavalry on our line over here. Good thing that we have deployed skirmishers to hold off enemy forces. Up north we have Fulton trying to cross. Let's get Price over here. Liddell's division is marching to secure Alexander's Bridge. Price, you need to make it. These boys then can reshift. These boys make it back over the river. We have to be careful of Dribble's men. In fact, let's get these skirmishers further on our own flank to shorten it. Up here I think we can spare Upton for a minute. Our 10-pounders are getting ready to attack Kelly. Our 6-pounders are getting ready to fight over here. These forces should be easily repelled, and the enemy has made a mistake. They have sent Culpeper's artillery directly towards our line. These boys need to double time it. Harris, you are allowed to fire. And you're going to fire on Fulton. These boys get up here. Klein has mounted up. He is going to charge down Culpeper's artillery while they're still rotating. This way we should secure some breathing room. Sweeney's boys, you're going to march further over here. Upton, you're going to hold. Once you've reached your target, we are going to get General Trash Panda down to the objective. These 10-pounders are hopefully able to open up on Gracie. And we need to hope that the enemy is unable to really hurt us here. We're going to get Whitting's boys down. Maybe they are able to shoot on the flank of Gracie. Up here the enemy cannot really decide whether they want to attack. Maybe they're willing to attack up here where no breakthrough is going to be possible. And I have once more lost sight of our cavalry that got rear flanked by McLemore. They are now in contact. Let's hope they make it out. I'm not going to send the 98th forward. I do not want to bleed out these soldiers. And we can see that Greg is coming up again. Hopefully Klein makes it back to our lines. Let's reshift the focus over here. Order our soldiers to hold. And hope that we are able to destroy the Confederate attack. Upton skirmishers are able to fire on Trick. The same goes with Sweeney. He took 50 casualties, his morale is good. And Whitting is opening up on the flank of Gracie. I'm also going to get our 6-pounders closer to the front as these forces are apparently willing to shift further to the north, where no breakthrough is going to be achieved. Lily open up on Wilson. Ector has suffered terribly, but still the Confederates attack again and again and again and again. Klein has made it back to our lines. These boys need to hold. Harris open up on Fulton. And I'm going to give the hold command to these skirmishers. We once saw a moment of enemy forces over there. Wilson is getting routed before they made it to our lines. We can see that Wathel is coming up again, Govan is coming up again. Let's focus the fire of our artillery to them. Klein has almost made it back. And our artillery needs to focus on Fulton. Price is doing an amazing job. The 123rd is also doing a good number on the enemy. Let's get the 72nd Indiana skirmishers forward. They should be able to open up on the flank of Mecklemore. Yeah, there is the cavalry under Dibble. We have skirmishers present. And they were able to deter the enemy cavalry. We can see that Kelly's and Trick's numbers are dwindling. We are doing good amounts of damage, and now I'm going to shift our 6-pounders around. Unfortunately, we are unable to hit those artillery pieces with our infantry, but our 6-pounders might be able to do the job. 10-pounders are still ordered to bombard the enemy. I think that is necessary. Hoffman is taking casualties, the enemy is outranging him. But Whitting skirmishers are at least able to do some casualties. 6-pounders can now limbered up and get on the enemy guns and hopefully get bait with some shrapnel. More enemy forces are pushing up, they have bled severely. And unfortunately our skirmishing line has shown some holes. Klein, you have to dismount. These boys have bled severely, but we are holding back the enemy. Up here, Wheeler came up. We have to get these skirmishers back into the hold command. And I'm going to order Price and the 123rd to fall back. Hopefully we are able to lure McNamara and Fulton into the water. Come on, fall back just a few steps more. Klein and the 98th, you need to hunt down Hobson, who is trying to get behind our lines. Not that it would change much. Lily, can you get on Actor? How's the situation down here looking? Our 6-pounders have taken a casualty, but have inflicted 77. Hoffman has taken 27 casualties. He is apparently completely unable to open fire. No, he is now able to open up. We are able to hit those artillery pieces, but now we have to focus on bait. Whitting skirmishers are doing a good amount of damage. And the duel down here is still ongoing. Sweeney suffered 144 casualties, but so far we are doing a good amount of damage. And we are holding quite competently. If necessary, we can still send down some reserves. For now, I want our general to focus on Hoffman's flank. Wilson down here is soon going to be repelled again. We struggle against some skirmishes over here. Let's get the 123rd over. And it looks like we were either able to destroy enemy skirmishers or cavalry on this flank or rout them for good. We can't see them anymore. Up to our northern section, we have Fulton in the water. 98s open up on Hobson. Minty get forward. Klein get forward. Enemy cavalry of course attacks when we least expect them. And these forces are still willing to push. So far we have to hold for 22 more minutes. Nothing much is happening. Casualties are quite contained. Why are these skirmishers in action? They were only supposed to hold. They are now falling back. Let's get these skirmishers to fall back and hold again. We are battling still with McNamara and Fulton, but we inflict heavy casualties. Minty, hold your ground, hold your ground, hold your ground, hold your ground. These boys finally make it back to our lines, please. Harris, open up on McNamara. Enemy artillery is on our side. Let's focus everything that we have on those guns. Only 16 minutes left to hold. And if we can destroy those artillery pieces early on, they cannot hurt us in the coming days of fighting. Hoffman is still battling it out with the enemy. And our artillery is about to unload again. Very good. we are inflicting a ton of casualties, we do not have any ammunition supply, but I am very satisfied with the current situation. Let's order everyone here to hold their ground. And we have driven back Hobson. The 98th can reattach to replenish their losses. And so far we have only taken 1,500 casualties, hopefully the majority from the other reinforcements, while the Confederate have already suffered about 9,000 soldiers. McLemore's cavalry is still on the field. It looks like we were able to drive back the artillery. There's Howell, another battery. Sweat doesn't seem to be left on the field, and many of those Confederate brigades have lost at least half, maybe even 2/3 of their fighting force. Sweeney has taken 185 casualties. He's killed over 400 rebels. Trick and Kelly are still on the field though. I don't think they have withdrawn once, but their casualties must be immense. And our 6-pounders are not only able to hit bait, but they're also hitting enemy artillery. And now we are going to proceed to the next day. After a very satisfying defense, we have received more reinforcements. Our army numbers now 64,800 soldiers and 280 artillery pieces, while the Confederate army numbers roughly 60,300 soldiers and 257 guns. But I think this is a good point to end today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.